For some reason, the developers completely ignored the fact that Connor was never trained to be an open-field warrior. From his childhood all the way into adulthood, he was a hunter and a tracker. Silence was his innate skill. After meeting Achilles, he studied philosophy, history, and stealth infiltration. So what does the game do in the meantime? Right, it throws us like a bowling ball into massive crowds of enemies, forcing us to mow them down like the Terminator. There are missions that require full stealth, open combat, or, on rare occasions, allow you to choose. While open combat is pretty straightforward, stealth is far from black and white. The main issue lies in the broken stealth system, specifically the overpowered AI of the guards, who can hear and see everything, even when standing with their backs to you 10 meters away. The bow is another painful story. As a rule, it's supposed to be a silent weapon, but in reality, it isn't. As soon as your arrow hits an enemy and the guard touches the ground, everyone nearby will gladly gather as if to celebrate your birthday, because they immediately pinpoint where the shot came from. It doesn't even matter if you initiated the attack from the bushes or open ground. Shooting from thick trees gives you a small chance of staying undetected, but it's far from guaranteed. So using a bow only makes sense when hunting or taking out a lone enemy with no one around. You forget about the rope dart almost immediately after finishing the brief tutorial on how to use it. When it comes to actual usefulness, poison darts and trip mines take center stage. However, another problem arises: the lack of proper missions and locations to actually utilize them. We are used to the classic game pattern where new equipment is unlocked as the plot progresses, giving us bigger spaces and more opportunities to eliminate enemies in creative ways. That progression makes sense, but this standard logic just doesn't apply to AC3. I have to draw a parallel with Black Flag, as it's the closest game that followed. The paradox here is that everything is completely reversed. Edward is a pirate, a brutal fighter with 2 swords and 4 pistols, eager to board ships, plunder, and leave no survivors. Unlike Connor, he never hunted or learned to strike from the shadows in his youth. Yet, for the majority of Black Flag, we are forced to tail, eavesdrop, and perform hidden assassinations. The question of why the main characters' biographies contradict their gameplay mechanics in both games remains on the surface. Fortunately, when it comes to narrative progression, character history, and game mechanics, the developers finally nailed it in Rogue. It might seem like these old games should be left in the past, but as it turns out, there's still so much left to discuss. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. There are plenty more topics and gaming mechanics coming up.